Scott Wells is being inducted in the category of Special Achievement. His varied and interesting career has featured many such achievements. He was born around horses and was alongside his Hall of Fame father, Ted, during the Busch racing days in Oklahoma. In 1960, the All-American Futurity came calling.
Well, it was enough for us to move from Oklahoma to New Mexico in 1960 because the race had been founded and Dad thought it would go great guns.
By 62, they were mountain regulars and All-American Futurity qualifiers. Then came the day when Savannah Jr. won the All-American, forever changing the Wells family's lives. No one was more affected than the teenage Scott. As a young man, he left New Mexico to work for renowned trainer D. Wayne Lucas, then returned to set up his own stable. 3-2 Yankees victory in the Oklahoma Futurity was an early highlight. Later, he changed breeds again, working for notable thoroughbred conditioners before training in the East for several years. He saddled a winner at Pimlico that paid a whopping $154. This properly dressed 1978 victory came at historic Keeneland. In 1988, he visited the newly opened Remington Park and became homesick for his native area. 2 years later, he began a 6-month career change experiment, one that would last for 31 years. One of his first management roles was the creation and early curation of this very Ruidoso Racehorse Hall of Fame. Later, Scott was named general manager of Ruidoso Downs. An important side note to his time in Ruidoso: this is where he met and married his wife, Melon. In case you didn't know, Scott Wells can speak Spanish. That was a vital asset to his turn as senior project manager for the reopening of the Hippodromo in Mexico City. That success and his relationship with Lone Star Park's Corey Johnson led Scott to Uruguay for 3 years. He oversaw the restoration of Moroñas racetrack, which had been closed for decades. In 2004, Corey Johnson hired Scott to be general manager of Remington Park. He eventually became president as well, adding the same titles at Lone Star Park in 2013. He stayed on through 2021. Sometimes his duties were overwhelming. Scott Wells is the first man raised on quarter horses in Oklahoma to become president of Thoroughbred Racing Associations of America and a director of the National Thoroughbred Racing Association. Through all of these career moves, appointments, and honors, one thing never changed. Scott Wells is a writer. In 1982, he collaborated with Speedhorse to publish the Nicodemus Era, chronicling the career of the legendary jockey. Several years later came What a Way to Go, an early history of Los Alamitos racecourse. In 2010, he published a novel, Teaching Narcissus to Swim, set at Ruidoso Downs. Now that Scott has the time, can a screenplay be far behind? Maybe it should be autobiographical. His story has everything you need. Besides, Hollywood would make up half of it anyway. But tonight is about the reality of Scott Wells' unique and impressive career. Welcome back, Scott, to a place you helped create. Welcome to the Ruidoso Racehorse Hall of Fame.